In today's video, this is how we are saving over $40,000 to get us started on our travel abroad plan. So that's not counting if we sell the house, but that's simply money that we know is in our accounts when we leave. So let's break it down. Step 1, selling things. We are selling everything, but even before we knew we would sell everything, and at first we started off thinking we would do this part-time, go away for a month or two in the winter, I still started selling things. So I did a sweep of the house and gathered everything that I was not either emotionally attached to, that I knew could get money and be profitable, clothes I no longer wore or didn't fit right, things that were trendy or cool at one time. Like, we don't have a lot of that, but there's a few things like that I didn't care about that I could sell. So I started selling things like crazy on eBay, Poshmark, Etsy. We used my husband's Facebook Marketplace and sold things on there, Craigslist. And this was everything from furniture, some tools, a log splitter, a lot of clothes. I've sold my art easel and some art supplies, extra canvases, things that, as an artist, it was more symbolic that we were making a different choice. And I was like, nope, it has to go because I'm all in on this. So on and on, right? Chairs and dining room chairs and dressers and all sorts of things. So that was the big thing. I sat down and made a big list on a spreadsheet. And then I also had one on my phone that I would look at. I started with things that I thought would go good since we just made this major decision in around August or September. I started with things for the fall and leading up to the holidays and said, let's focus there first. That's where we used what we needed from the log splitter and then sold it. Some of the tools that my husband just sold a CNC machine. We used it for what we needed. Now it's gone. A lot of my Christmas art things that I still had that I had sold years ago, sold those. Sold some vintage ornaments, things like that. So selling things. Think of the fall and Christmas time too as when people really are entertaining. They are looking for things when people are coming in their home. They want gifts, but they also want things for their home. Now, during this, we also sold my son's Legos, all of his Legos and computer parts and things like that. So that I'm not really including that in our money, but that was also something we sold. Number 2, we cut down on expenses. So it doesn't matter how much money you're making if you have just tons of money going out. So what worked for us is I made a spreadsheet where I know what our monthly bills are because I've been tracking my monthly expenses since I moved out of my house, 25 years ago, 30 years ago. And so I knew exactly what we have coming in and what we have going out every month. So I knew those numbers, but I thought, let's just take this. And at the time we figured we were 12 months away from moving and multiply all of those numbers times 12. So our internet bill, X amount, multiply times 12. Our house payment times 12. Entertainment times 12. Netflix times 12. Suddenly you start to see those numbers in a very real different way. Now when you're looking at, okay, our plan is to not be here in a year, immediately you detach from a lot of things. And then when you look at, okay, this thing that I'm indifferent to is costing me $600 a year, it's gone. Things that when you look at and they're $10, $12, $15 a month, a coffee here, a subscription to a channel over here, you add them up though, and it adds up into a lot. So we cut off as many of those things as we could. We made some decisions was there some things we knew we needed? Could we pay a whole year in a chunk and pay less, like insurance type things? So we started looking at that. The 12-month thing is a huge, huge thing. I highly encourage you to do. Number 3, we increased our earnings. So we took a look at what can we do for the next 12 months to just bring in extra money on top. The easiest way was my husband. He doesn't always have the opportunity for overtime, but when he could get overtime, to take the overtime. That was hands down the easiest way. Next, I started taking on graphic design clients through my college. That's been amazing. I've now gotten to the point where I'm almost done selling all physical products, but I still have some cremation urns that I'm selling. For my art business, I hand paint these amazing cremation urns for people that are really unique. They'll have like I'm doing one right now that's a saxophone on the front, or someone ordered one time where their dad was a drummer and I painted his drum set on the front. Things that are so special. And so I'm going to really miss that because it was very meaningful work that I really love doing. But I have a few that were finished that I've kept in my inventory that I'll give them a few more months the opportunity to find a home, someone who would love them to honor their loved one. So number 3 is increased earnings, side jobs, overtime. My daughter sometimes donates plasma for extra money. Now, I'm not in that demographic, but maybe someone else is. Look in your world what that can be. So number 1, selling things. Number 2, cutting down expenses. Again, if you can cut down unnecessary spending, it decreases the need for how much extra money you need to bring in. Because the last thing you want to do is be having this extra side hustle job. And then on one side and on the other side, money's just flying out because you're still buying stuff at Target every day, like spending like for no reason. So also stop spending. Stop buying stuff. If you're selling everything and you're leaving, you don't need more stuff unless it's to sell your home, to actually travel with, or as a gift for someone. Do not buy any more decor. You don't need any more really cool cups or thermoses. Like, nip it. Make that decision. Number 4, we switched a lot of our money in savings to a high yield savings account. Now, this we did last spring before we knew officially we were leaving, but I just thought, you know what, even if it's only, I think we have a 4.5% on it, it felt safe for me. We also have money invested, but I just wanted, like, this is a chunk that I want no matter what happens with the stock market. I want to know that that money's there when we need it in a year. So we have a little over $20,000 sitting in high yield savings right now. The final thing, and this won't happen until this spring and summer, is the final sale. And this is where selling cars, furniture, the rest of the tools, the rest of everything, right? Everything that is left. Now, we drive used cars, so that's not as much for us as it could be for you. But when you start looking around at, you know, extra toys, boats, and the cars and your collectible XYZs that you have sitting there that you realize you're no longer going to need, all of those are actual money sitting there. So with that, there's a few things that you can also do. So we have like a 1950, I think it's a 59 Jeep, and it's really cute. Probably not the right word for it, but you get what I'm saying. And we have a plow on it, and it's been great we live on 6 acres in the woods, and we have like an actual utility need that this vehicle fills, getting wood and all these things. But it needs a little work. And so on the list before we sell it this spring or summer will be to just do a little bit of repairs to just, I think it can add an extra $1,000 or $2,000 to the resale value of that Jeep to have a few of the things done. So you can look at things like that as well. Sometimes I would do that with old furniture. I would fix it up before I'd sell it, paint it, especially being an artist, that was something that I could always take like a piece of pallet wood. In fact, I've done this many times. My husband came home one time with this giant pallet, and I cut it up and I painted signs on all of them and sold them for about $12 per foot of pallet board. And so I would just, at raising kids, I would do whatever I could to transform things into money possibilities. So I just encourage you to switch your thinking into a creative lens and look around with possibility of what do you have in your life that you can turn into money. Now, obviously, those could be broken in much further. And we don't make a ton of money. We're an under $100,000 household. So if you're making more than that, I'm sure the potentials are so much higher what they could be for you. The other thing is, if you know that you need that money coming up, you could get someone to get a roommate in your house, sublet out something. Like, just think creatively. It's a short-term solution to a big dream that you have. It's worth doing some things that might make you uncomfortable for a little while and take away a little of the luxury of life. But if it's helping you elevate your life into what you need, it's so worth it. So that's my advice. Now, these numbers, they may not mean anything to you. And if we were going to go and travel and be in Switzerland, that wouldn't be a lot of money. But some of the places, at least that we're going to start out with, it's going to be enough for a while. I also plan on working, but this just gives us a buffer so we know that we have a ground savings underneath us to not be in panic mode. So hopefully that was helpful. I thank you for watching. And if you like this video or got anything of it, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll be sharing things as we continue this journey, this messy middle part of transitioning through life, where I'm at right now. And then after we're gone and traveling, I'll be sharing that too. So thanks for watching.